Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Dadas Show, coming to you from the newly refurbished Manzoni 680 Hotel in Nairobi's CBD. I'm your host, Ashiko Mbune. Now, in every woman's heart lies stories untold, dreams whispered in the dark, victories, losses, and silent prayers. In Dadas Diaries, we open the pages of life one story at a time, unfiltered, unscripted, and unafraid, because every sister deserves her story to be told, and every heart deserves to heal. So on today's episode, I'm joined by a lady who is going to share her harrowing tale of what she went through, but even more importantly, how she survived. Upon a rocky start to her marriage, things were finally looking up, and a move to her husband's native country seemed like the next best step for her and her family, unbeknownst to her that danger lied ahead. As always, we encouraged you at home to get in touch with us and tell us your story. If you know of a lady who would be open to sharing her story, or you yourself have a story to share, please reach us on KBC Channel 1. You can also reach me personally at Ashiko, the host, across all social media platforms. Let us share, let us learn from each other, let us encourage each other, and let us heal. Before we get into my guest's story, let us look at the following feature.
Stories are witnessed of Kenyan women whose hearts melt and knees become weak seconds after a man introduces himself as a foreigner, preferably a white man, a West African, especially a Nigerian or Ghanaian or a Congolese. Many will wonder what is so special about foreign men. Most Kenyan women accuse their male counterparts for not being romantic, caring, and loving. And the idea that foreign guys are better is taken as gospel. Unfortunately, some rogue foreigners have discovered this weakness in Kenyan women and are now taking full advantage of it, using and dumping them with utter impunity. For a while now, women have been marrying people from first world countries for economic conditions. However, things seem to have changed, as foreign partners are now marrying Kenyan women for various benefits and will do whatever it takes to get a Kenyan woman. This is called marriage of convenience. Many Kenyan women are currently dating or married to Nigerian, Ghanaian, or Congolese men. A good example is a popular social media influencer who is married to a Nigerian tycoon. In the coast region, both women and men find themselves at the wrong end of foreign love gone amiss. A Chinese revolution swelled Nairobi during the construction of the Thika Road superhighway. The road construction work has lured many young ladies and left behind a generation that may never know who really fathered them. However, it is not all gloom and doom, as some have had great relationship with foreigners which end up in happy marriages. For Dadas Show, my name is Miriam Odanga.
This is the debut episode of Dada's Diary. This is also going to be a platform for women to share their stories in a bid to learn from each other, in a bid to also heal. My guest today, as mentioned, is a true testament of resilience over adverse situations. Kindly join me in welcoming my wonderful, very courageous, very brave guest to the show today, Madam Carol Wanjiko Nduati. Karibu sana, Carol. I cannot also fail to acknowledge my wonderful audience who take time to sit with me every other week as we discuss contentious issues that affect the women of Kenya. I also appreciate you at home for tuning in every single Sunday as we discuss, as we learn, as we unlearn, as we encourage, and as we support each other to grow and to be better versions of ourselves. So as we begin this episode, tell us a little bit about yourself before everything happened.
I like kujituma.
What was kujituma?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. So that was before, prior to, yes.
Prior to meeting my husband.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was quiet. Yeah.
Okay, so are you comfortable sharing your story and how it started?
Oh, for sure. I am very
Yeah.
comfortable.
Karibu sana.
Yeah, because I really want to avoid or prevent what happened to me to happen to any other woman out there, or a man even. It happened also to men.
Yes.
So just to help. If I can help save one, that's more than enough for me.
Oh, that's excellent. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, karibu sana.
thank you. So yeah, I met my husband 2006. Yeah, he came from West Africa, from Guinea Conakry. Yeah, so I met him here, River Road. Yeah, he was working at his uncle's shop.
Yes.
So my mom used to sell clothes, and they used to make clothes. So my mom used to go there, buy the clothes, and then resell the clothes.
Yes.
So mamangu akanituma. I went with my mom the first time. Akaniambia like, okay, here is where you're going to come and pick the clothes and bring them to my shop. And that's how I met my husband, my late husband, yeah.
Yes.
So it was really nice. At the beginning, when I saw him, I was like, he's married, you know.
Yes.
He was huge, very tall guy, 6'4".
Wow.
Yeah, very huge guy. And he had a lot of beard. So for me, that time I was 19, going to 20. So I was like, I was not even thinking about boyfriend and all that. Yeah, so we chatted a little bit, but from the first meeting, he said this to my mom, because he was close with my mom. He was like, do you know, I'm going to marry a Christian. And we just laughed about it, and that was it. We didn't know much about what he was talking about and all that. So I kept going there and to take the clothes, so we kept talking. And on August, the same 2006, on August, that was on 11 of August, Akaniambia like, can I buy for you lunch?
Yes.
I was like, okay. So we went and had lunch. So he asked me to be his girlfriend.
I like that. Unajua watu wa kitambo walikuwa na adabu. Si siku hizi unajipatanga tu ghafla bin vu umeolewa.
Yeah.
At least siku hizi mtu angekwambia can you be my girlfriend? Then unasema yes. Carry on.
And actually before he asked me, he had asked my mom.
Yes. Oh wow.
Yeah, he told my mom, I like your daughter. What do you think? She's too young, or should I wait? And my mom was like, go to her and ask her if she's okay with it. She's grown enough. She have done school. Yes. Yeah, she's now planning to go to college or go to work, whatever she wants. Yes. So yeah. So when he came to me, he had already asked my mom.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So I said, okay, I don't have an answer right now because this is new to me. Never had a boyfriend before at that time. So I said, nipe up to jioni, I'll answer you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went home and he kept calling and sending messages. But hakuwa anaongea Kiswahili vizuri and bado hakuwa anaongea Kiingereza vizuri. So you have to put in the words for you to connect what he's really trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah. But what made me actually be attracted to him is because he was very giving and he had a very good heart. Like all the chokoras that used to, like on River Road, they knew him. We got married 2007 during the election, the violence. Yeah, so that time ya election, kulikuwa na vita and I was working at a supermarket. So I couldn't go home. I've been brought up in Huruma flat. So hiyo njia ya Mathare
kulikuwa na drama,
ungepita. So he offered for me to stay in his house. So at the beginning I was like, no, I'm going home. I'm like, no, I'm going home. So he called my mom akamwelezea, and my mom was like, usikuje, just go as long as you're safe and we know where you are, so it's okay. So that's how I ended up getting married.
Na hivyo ndo
Yes. Vita ishi.
Yeah.
And then just a few months after, I got pregnant with my firstborn. And nikienda kazi, my legs used to swell a lot. And then kusimama kwa supermarket, like it's...
Of course, yeah.
It's a lot, especially when you're pregnant. And first time, you have all the morning sickness and you have to wake up early to go to the supermarket.
And stand.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So he was like, I know it's not going to be easy for us, but I don't want you to continue going to work. I'll do everything I can to be able to provide. So I stayed at home and he went to work, but where? Tuliteseka. Or we started from nothing.
Yes.
We sold things that I found him with, like a good TV, a good radio, a nice, just few things.
Yeah.
Tulijipata to a point of tumeuza kila kitu. Even the TV, the radios, the carpet. Carpet ni moja lakini munauza so that you eat.
Yeah.
So we were sleeping actually on the floor with the mattress. Alafu watunge afford hata kununua blanketi. Kwa tumekopa kwa duka mpaka ile
hawezi rudi hapo tena.
Unaenda kukopa unaambiwa lipa yenye iko hapa kwanza. So mpaka unapata hiyo aibu, you're like whatever happens, I'll just drink water. Yeah. Mpaka rudi. So, but sometime I call my mom. Sometimes my mom will even send money without me calling her. Yeah, she was always there. She have always been there for me.
Yeah. So how did you move from there to, now where you could be able to, hata unasema, unajua nini, wacha hata to relocate, wacha tuende tuhamie Guinea, muliomoka.
We worked very hard. Yeah. After I got my firstborn, not long after, I got pregnant again, and I got my second-born. So at that time, we had to put more effort. My husband had to work more. And thank God, he met a few people because now I taught him how to speak Swahili and English. So he was able now to communicate much better. He was a hard worker. From there, tukaenda Greenspan. We stayed there for a few years. And then we also moved to Tanzania. Then we moved back to Kenya. When we moved from Tanzania back to Kenya, we lived in Kileleshwa. Yes. So...
Hey, kutoka Makadara mpaka Kileleshwa.
You can imagine.
You know, the proper from rags to riches story.
Yes, yes. And I was working also. I was selling human hair. I had a shop for men clothing and also for women. So I had 3 shops. Yes. And for human hair, I was selling wholesale. Yes. So we were making good money.
Oh yeah. We know how much these things go for.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we were making good money. So we were able to live really well.
How did you come up the decision to go to Guinea?
Okay. Yeah. My late husband lost his dad 2012. And I saw how that destroyed him. So the mother got sick on 2016, 2017, around there. She got really sick, and the brother also got sick. And I got a call from the sister, and they had actually relocated from their house because they could not live in the house because the house was, when the rain comes, like it will be flooded.
Oh dear.
So, and the mother got sick, so she was explaining to me what they're going through, and the brother now, my husband, is not helping. So I felt really bad, and I was like, what if something happened to the mom? He's going to blame himself, and I really don't want that. So I spoke to him. He was against it, going to Guinea, because he knew his family, but I didn't. I didn't know.
You thought you're the same support structure
like
the one you have here with your mom?
I have a very good family. We support each other. So him telling me my family is not like your family, I did not understand. I was actually like, if you're not going, I'll take the kids. We are going, you can follow us later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is nagging 101.
Oh yeah, 101. Yeah.
So the nagging paid off.
Yeah. So we went. At the beginning, when we got there, we were building actually. So for us, we thought tumemaliza nyumba, and we are going to our house ready. But when we got there, oh my goodness, the shock of our
Because
life.
mulikuwa mnatuma pesa.
Kwanza mimi ndio nilikuwa natuma. Yeah, I was the one sending, and I had all the receipts.
Yes.
So we had sent a lot of money. So kufika pale, what we are seeing, and what we were hoping, it's totally different.
Yes.
So we were disappointed, but there's no going back.
Yeah.
Ushafika, what do you do? Unaingia, and you work. You work with what you have. My kids were also disappointed because they knew, like my firstborn knew, oh, we are going in a good place and it's nice and everything's done. And then kufika, they were like even confused. Which one is our house?
Oh dear. Na sasa hiyo wametoka kile.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was really hard.
Yeah.
But we made it. Actually, we built a very nice house. We had a company, transport company, and we had a farm for mchele. Yeah, so, and I also opened a supermarket.
Tell me about that. Tell me about that. You Guinea are French speakers, if I'm
Yes,
not wrong.
yes.
You and all of your Kenyanese, you've gone to open a supermarket. That's one of
Yeah.
those businesses that you need to interact.
Yes.
See zile watu naweza enda. How
You know,
I mean that's testament to your entrepreneurship, but how are you able to open a supermarket?
Yeah, I know.
You know, and you don't speak French.
Yeah, I don't speak French. I didn't speak French. Apart from greetings, borrowing water, buying water and all that, that's it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to stay at home and depend on my husband. No, I want to have my own. Something, if I want to send something to my mom, I don't have to ask anyone.
Yes.
I just send.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted. So I told him, you know, I really want to do something, and we have a big space in the compound, and our house is just near, like on a, what do you call it? Barabara kubwa, the highway. Yeah, so I was like, let's build something here, and I put a small supermarket, and that's how I opened. And everyone in the area was just so happy that they can now buy from the area. Yeah, even if I have crews sometime, they can just come and knock at the gate and they get whatever they want. So they were really happy. And I was selling a lot. And I don't speak any language. I didn't even know the money.
So the same way you were thriving in Kenya, you went to thrive in Guinea.
Yes.
So things were definitely looking up for you. When did the milk start getting sour?
There was a party in the family. Okay, my third born had done a circumcision. And my husband got into politics. So, and the same month of August is my birthday.
Yes.
So we decided to combine everything together. So we did have a big party on 1st of August, and we called a lot of people, like the area people from the village, relatives, everyone came. It was a party that was meant to be for 3 days.
Yes, wow.
Yeah, that's how the party in West Africa is, 3 days, 4 days going up. Yeah. So, yeah, there was a lot of cooking and all that, and that's where the culture came in.
Yes.
And there was sacrifice that was supposed to be done.
Okay.
I don't know much about sacrifices because I'm from East Africa. I'm a Kenyan. And growing up in Nairobi, you don't even know about the traditions and all that, the culture stuff. So there was a sacrifice that was supposed to be done on the second day. Waking up of like second day of the celebration that was supposed to be on second.
Yeah.
And my husband spoke to me about it the night of 1st of August. and it didn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
I could sense something is really bad.
Yeah.
And I did not sign up for this.
Yeah.
So he told me about the family and their culture, and the uncles came from the village, and this is what they're saying, and he have to do it. Mm-hmm. So he was supposed to do a sacrifice of goat, mm-hmm. and he was supposed to give gold, real gold, to do the sacrifice. Mm-hmm. And someone is going to lose their life.
Okay.
That happens in the family.
That's part of the sacrifice?
Yes, it happens every 10 years.
Oh dear. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, am I dreaming? What is this? What am I hearing? Mm. Like I was like, you're joking, right? Like you're pulling my leg. This is, how? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, he's serious the way he looked. And he told me, sit here next to me. And I sat there and he explained everything to me. And I was like, there is no other way. There is nothing else like can be done. Someone have to die. And he was like, imagine there isn't. And the person actually who is going to die, they know they're going to die.
Oh.
And it was very confusing for me, because how do you know you're going to die and you're okay with it? Through sacrifice. Mm-hmm. It was really confusing for me. Mm-hmm. And there I started feeling, this is not okay. What do I do? How do I get out of here? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
What if things go wrong? What if all those questions come in? And I said, okay, you said there is nothing can be done, okay. So why are you telling me this? Mm-hmm. And he said, I'm telling you this because there is no gold in the house. And remember, he's telling me this at the night of fast.
Yes.
Asubuhi, like saa 10 ya usiku, so it's already second.
It's already the second.
Yeah. Oh. And the sacrifice is supposed to be in the morning.
Yes.
And it was on a holiday.
Yes.
That time, that day. So the gold have to be provided right now.
Yes.
So I was really confused. Me, I don't have gold.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have. And he said, you do. I said, no, I don't. He said, your ring, your wedding ring. I was like, you're dreaming.
I'm not.
Never.
Yeah,
no.
I'm not parting with my wedding ring.
I can't.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's the only way. If you don't, something is going to happen to either me or our kids. So we have to. The family don't have money. So we are the only one, me and you, we can do this to protect our family. And I was confused. I was like, I'm not okay with it. Why do you need gold? What are you going to do with it? But even he did not really understand what's the need really of gold. What is it, the process of the sacrifice with the gold and all that. So he begged me, he spoke to me, he was like, do you trust me? I was like, yeah, I do.
So
okay. Chukua, but no, I'm not okay.
Happy about
I'm
this,
not
yes.
happy about it.
Yes.
So he took his own ring and mine, and I put them together, and I said, please give me time, I'll give them back to you. And at that time, I don't know what came to me. I was practicing Islam.
Yes.
That time. So
because you converted.
Yes.
To ulikuwa umependa.
So, but I was not really Muslim,
Yes.
really
Yeah.
per se.
Yeah.
Just to protect yourself, because
Yes.
you're in a Muslim country, Muslim
Yes.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was praying like a Christian. Nimezaliwa kwa kanisa, everything, baptized, everything. So nikaanza kuomba, and I started praying about the rings.
Yeah.
Just something in me told me like, ombea, ziombe sai before you give them away. Nikaanza kuomba, and I could not control kulia. I was just crying, and he was like, why are you crying? I said, I don't know. stop. I said, I can't. I'm not able to stop crying. I'm just, the tears are just coming down. So nikachukua ring and I took a string, nikazifunga, and I tied 7 times. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Something was telling you to do it.
Yeah. I had no idea what I was doing. And every time I was tying, I was praying.
Yeah.
And I tied 7 times. And I gave the rings away. And he left. This time that I am praying and tying the rings, the uncles are calling. What are you doing? Bring the
Where's
rings.
the gold?
time
Yeah,
is,
the
you
gold.
know,
The time is here, yeah.
And this time is not supposed to pass and all that. So he called one of the younger brother, gave the rings, and he stayed there. So the uncle sent for him, said, come downstairs, you have to be there. He said, no. He said he don't want to be there. They can do whatever they want. He don't want to be involved. So one of the uncle came back upstairs and was like, you have to be there. What are you saying you're not going to be there? Come downstairs. And he was like, I'm not going. So the uncle left.
I'm sure
they came now, all of them.
They came all
They
of
came
them.
like
Oh,
5
dear.
of them, the uncles. And they told him, you are the firstborn of this family, you're named after your grandfather. And this sacrifice is for generation and generation, whatever. So you have to come. You have to be there. You're the one doing the sacrifice. So he went. And I didn't know what was happening downstairs. I had no idea because I was in the house, in the room.
Yes.
That's next thing I hear was my son coming to tell me, Mom, something is wrong with Dad.
Okay.
And I was, what's wrong? My son said, my dad is running his eyes back. I said, go ask him if he's okay. So he went down and asked the dad, and the dad was like, can you tell your mom to help me with some painkillers? And he came up and I gave him the painkillers. He went and he came back again and said, Mom, something is wrong with Dad. And I was like, hey, what do you mean? He said, Mom, come. So I went to put on, you know, when they have a big party.
Of course, yeah, there are people, you want to be
you have
respectful.
to cover yourself.
Absolutely.
So I went to cover myself so that I go down. And on the way, when I was going down the stairs, I saw a lot of, like, the uncles, the cousin, trying to help my husband come up the stairs. And it was really confusing. I was like, why are you like this? And he said, just leave it. I said, what? What's going on? And the uncle started shouting at me, coming after me, and I have not done anything. I just asked, what's wrong? And he started insulting me, calling me kafri, because I'm a Christian.
Yeah. And at that time, your husband is being helped. Is it because he was weak?
He was weak. He could not walk.
Oh dear.
He could not understand what was happening.
Yeah.
He was like confused. So the uncle was like, move out of the way, you kafri, you, I don't know, a lot of words, callings and all that. So my husband said, just leave them. I just want to get in the room. I said, why are you bringing him upstairs if he's sick? Take him to the hospital.
Let's go to hospital, exactly. That would be the logical thing to
do. There, if you're a woman, keep talking.
You have no say.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got in the room. He was put in the room, and the next, on the following day, we slept that day. The doctor came, checked on him, but he didn't sleep the whole night. He was really struggling. And this time, at night, I started feeling unwell. I got sick at the same time. I started, like, I could not breathe. I was running out of breath. I felt weak. And he told me, take some painkillers so that you'll be able to sleep because you're the one taking care of the baby. I had a 1-year-old baby. So I was taking care of her. So my husband will sleep so that you'll be able to take care of the baby.
Now, during this whole period, Carol, what is going through your mind? Because that's a very terrifying situation.
At that time, because I didn't know what really happened, when they were doing the sacrifice downstairs, I was just thinking he's sick. He just got sick. But I was not understanding. So I came to understand later on what really happened through my son.
Yes.
My son is the one, I asked him, what really happened downstairs?
Yes.
And he's the one that was explaining to me.
Yeah.
My husband did not even tell me.
Yeah.
So he's the one who was explaining to me that this happened, they put the rings in the goat's mouth and they slaughtered the goat.
So they put the rings in the goat mouth and then they slaughtered the goat?
Yes.
Yeah.
And right there, that's when my husband got sick. Straight away.
And this is the sacrifices that you have been told?
Yes.
That someone has
is
to
going
pass
die.
away?
So I was really confused. He's not saying anything. I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. There is party going on. People are downstairs. What do I do?
But nobody seems bothered?
No.
Of the scenario that your husband is in?
I called my mom. I called my auntie.
Yeah.
And I said, something is wrong somewhere. And my mom started praying. So we went to the hospital the following day on 3rd. So we went to the hospital. He was still insisting he don't want to go. But I insisted.
Yeah.
The family did not want to take him to the hospital. They were fighting me. He's not going anywhere. And I said, no, he's going. When we got to the hospital, they did all the tests. He passed away.
What?
Yeah.
In the middle of the tests?
They did all the tests. Nothing was seen.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But he just passed away.
Yeah. And before he passed away, he told me, he called me and my son, and he said, if anything happened to me, take my kids back to Kenya.
Take my kids back to Kenya. Wow. We are going to take a short break and then we will be back for the continuation of Carol's story. Welcome back to the debut of Dadas Diaries. Before the break, we were talking to Carol, and Carol was sharing with us stories. We even needed to take a break so that we can be able to compose ourselves. And now that we have drunk water and we've composed ourselves, I'd like to invite Carol to carry on. So here you are, you've left your home country. This is after, your marriage, the one strong thing was that your love for each other.
Yes.
And here you are, you've gotten 4 beautiful children, you've relocated to Guinea, you're thriving there, and then you're being told, now you're starting to learn about the practices, the various cultural practices that are there, including one that is involving sacrifice, human sacrifice, And Sasa Mzee has gone to hospital, unfortunately, he has passed away. Let's pick up the story from there. I mean, how was it, because this was your cornerstone, how was it after that?
It was really shocking for me because as a Christian and a Kikuyu, when someone passes away, we don't have a lot of culture stuff, things you need to do. So I had to deal with a widow of a Muslim guy and a widow from West African. So they're two different. In Islam, you do have to mourn for 40 days.
Yes.
I did that. And it's a process. So you have to dress a certain way, not going to work, doing, just be at home. And then after the 40 days, I had to do the 4 months of West African mourning, which was not easy.
Oh dear.
It was not easy at all.
What were some of the highlights about this 4 months grieving process?
It was hard because you are being told there is a certain way, what they do they call an older woman to come and clean you.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, you remove your clothes and they clean you up. And you have to sit on the floor, on the mat, not sit on the couch. Yeah, it's a long process. No one should touch your clothes. You're the one to clean your clothes. You're the one to make your everything. No one is there to help you. So you do everything by yourself. No one can touch what you touch.
Mzee's last words were for you to take his children back to Kenya.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider, you know what, I have to leave? Or did you say, let me stay here and make this my permanent home?
The same day they buried him, the same day they called me for a meeting.
What?
Yeah. And they told me, bring all the documents. And I was confused, like, what document? What document? Of course, the house document, every document that you have. And my son was like, no, you guys stop. You just buried my dad, and you're here asking my mom for documents? And he came to me and he was like, Mom, stand up. Just get up. And I stood up and I went to my room. And the uncle started saying, you see, English women, this is how they behave. They said the house does not belong to you. It's a family house.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was confused. I was like, no. I work for this house. It's my money.
Please tell me the document, especially since you're the one who was sending the money.
Yeah.
Were the documents in your name?
No.
Or were the documents in your husband's name?
I didn't read the document because I trusted my husband.
Yes.
So I never went through the document.
Oh dear.
And they were written in French. And I could not read really good French.
Yeah.
So I never questioned him. I never questioned anything. So I didn't know. So when they asked the document, I was like, no way, it's not possible. And they were like, go read the document. So they knew what was in the document, and I had no idea.
And then after you got it translated, what did you say?
It's a family house. It's under the grandfather of my kids. So it's under the dads of my husband, my father-in-law, who is already passed.
Yeah.
But traditionally, my husband was supposed to inherit it because
he's the first son.
He's the first son.
Yes.
But they were not having that.
So now it's moved maybe to a brother or something?
No, to the uncles now.
The
uncles took the document. And they were here even negotiating how to marry me. I was told.
Oh, you take me slowly, Carol, one bombshell at a time. So who is negotiating
the uncles.
How to marry you?
That's the culture shock now, because coming from
Kikuyu
Kenya,
community,
especially, let's say Kenya in the whole, like the whole of Kenya, your husband, uncle, cannot marry you. How is that? I really fought hard, but they took the house, they took the land, they took everything. So I came back home with my kids later on. I got all the documents and I came back. And I came back empty.
What was your major takeaway? And what would you like Kenyan women who are watching you right now to know? Over and above the resilience, what do you want Kenyan women to learn?
Actually, it's not only on like women, it's both women and men.
Yes.
When you're getting married, you find this fine guy, this fine woman, she's pretty, but you forget you're not marrying only her or him. You're marrying actually the whole community and the whole family. So you should do a background check.
Carol, speaking of cultural practices and things that you did not understand, is there something in your heart or in your head that made you believe or makes you believe that your husband's death, as sudden as it was not based on anything natural?
Okay. Before we took my husband to the hospital, he started accusing the sister and the family So he started saying things like, this is his exact words, like, call my sister. I want to talk to her. And I need to ask her where she took my kids. And what have they done to me? And now he starts talking about the rings. I had forgotten even, I was not even remembering because I gave them away.
Yeah.
So he said, when they bring those rings back, don't take them. And I said, why? They are my rings. And he was like, no. And he called my son and said, you know your mom is stubborn. Tell her, when they bring those rings back, don't even touch them. Don't take them. And that's when I knew something was wrong.
There was foul play.
Yes,
involved.
and that's when I later on asked my son, what really happened downstairs?
What has been the impact of all of this the past, especially to your elder son? What has the impact been? And how are you dealing with it?
It have really changed them. They view life now different. The way they interact with people, they're very careful, cautious. Yeah, it have really changed them. They are really now guarded. Like my son is very protective because when I go out by myself, he keeps calling.
He's anxious.
Yeah, he's really worried. What if something happened to you, Mom? Are you okay? And if I don't answer the call, he start panicking. So it have really affected them. Yeah.
But healing is a journey, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you're on the journey. And this is not just healing for you, but this is also healing for your whole family,
Yes.
for you and the kids. I have one final question before I move on to, I'm sure my audience have a thing or two to say.
Yeah.
You're a beautiful woman. You're still very young. But on a spring chicken. Would you ever, and this is not narrowing down to any particular tribe or whatever,
Yeah.
would you still consider, dating again, getting married again? Now, not even a foreigner, because even in Kenya, we also have culture
Yeah, of course.
and culture shocks.
Yeah.
So, would you still be open to getting back on the horse again, knowing what you know right now?
Yeah, of course. Why not? Life is short.
Life is short.
Life is really short. And I have experienced that because I
Yeah.
lost my husband just like that.
Yeah.
So life is short. And there's some things that I sit down and think, oh, I wish I did this. I wish I said this to him.
Do you feel like he should have offered more information?
Yes.
Like akukalishe chini akwambie, listen, I'm not saying no just for saying no purposes.
Yeah.
There's witchcraft, there's this, there's this, there are all these things happening.
Yes.
Do you feel like he knew, and how much of disclosing do you feel should happen between couples before they get married?
Remember, like I said earlier, when you're dating, that's the time to tackle all this. But we don't ask those questions. If I had asked those questions, of course he could have answered to me that time because he wanted to marry me.
Yes.
Or either way, he could have lied to me. You don't know
Yeah, you
because
don't
he
know.
wanted to get married to me. When you're in love, you do anything.
Yeah.
You want this person, you don't care what you do. But there are consequences after. So, yes, maybe I think he should have told me. I wish he did. But at the same time, he knew I hate lies. Spendi uongo. Mimi nikijua umenidanganya, I'm done with you and I'm done for good. Mimi sisamehe. I don't know how to forgive someone who lies to me. So he was afraid of telling me after now we have kids and all this, and he knows who I am and what kind of a person I am.
Yeah.
So maybe he was afraid of nikimwambia about my family, things are not going to go well.
Things are not going to go well. So it was protecting himself.
Yeah.
Well, I think overall we are just happy that you're here with us. We are happy that you're here with us. We're happy that the kids are good. I'm going to give an opportunity to two people who are going to, tell us maybe words of encouragement, a question if so.
Yeah.
I want to start with you, Pacifica. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. I really want to appreciate our panelists for the very insightful story. And my question at this juncture is that You've told us that when you left West Africa, of course, you came back to the country on zero.
Yeah.
I just want to find out, when you came back to the country, and of course this is what we experience here with most of the gender-based violence survivors, they have nowhere to start from.
Yeah.
How did you pick the broken pieces for you to pick to start again with the reasoning of having the children around you, and you really have a life to go on? How did you start? Did you get any support from anywhere? Yeah, just want to understand how you did that. Thank you.
Yeah. When I came back, I had support from my family, from my mom, my cousins. They're really good. They're wonderful. And my dad, my brothers, just my entire family were there for me emotionally. And I come from a family that prays a lot, really, like the serious one. My mom, brothers, they have two who are pastors, and my mom's sister, my only auntie, she's a reverend also. So I come from a family where we pray a lot. So they were there for me, they prayed for me. And just having that is more than anything. And having faith in God. Even if you're going through all these things yourself, yes, people are praying for you. They will pray for you, your family will pray for you, but also pray for yourself. And have faith in God, because nothing happens like accident. There is no accident there when things happen in your life. And I believe there is a reason why I went through what I went through.
When you've been backed up against the wall, spirituality and having faith really, really does come through, and sort of gives you the energy to move on. And I know for most of us, especially women, that's a very, very focal point of our lives. So we will have the next question.
Thank you for the opportunity. Carol, may I ask, what would you advise those ladies who migrate from maybe foreign countries, and how, and advise, and ask also whether there are institutions who go about it? Because I believe you went maybe let me quote, blindly, and how you are taken care of, how they are supposed to be taken care of. So what are they supposed to do when they go to a foreign country? Because we understand most of them, they go maybe because of deceit or something of the sort. Thank you.
Okay. That's an excellent question, Margaret, and not just for your case alone. I'll also quote what she said, blindly. You know, to tell us, you know, the stories of embassy and nini and nini, because we've heard so many times people are leaving the country in the name of love. They go abroad, perhaps maybe the relationship doesn't work out. And we're just not talking about West Africa, we're talking about anywhere that is not Kenya, you know, and people are getting stranded, both men and women are getting stranded. You know, what piece of advice do you have for, you see, like your case, for instance, you had a small baby. The situation, the circumstances were completely extenuating. There should have been someone to step in and help you immediately. Did not need to wait for that long. But what advice would you give people who are...
This is what I would say to people who actually are planning to go to different countries or who are already there. I want to ask like a question. You get married, unaitwa Madam Furani with your husband name. But huyo bwana akitoka, you're no longer Madam Furani, si ndio? Unabaki wewe. Who are you? Wewe, huyo bwanako akitolewa, Madam Kamara, Madam whatever. Wewe mwenyewe, that name that remains, wewe ni wewe. So work on yourself. When you go to those countries, hata when you're hapa Kenya, when you're married, put something aside for yourself. That is something I always wish I did, because I was getting money. I had money, but we had a joint account. So when my husband passed away, the same day they buried my husband, the same day I was getting messages of withdrawals. And there is nothing I could have done, because I can't get out of the house. Your husband may not even die, but your husband can change. anaoa bibi mwingine, aona umezeeka ameoa bibi mdogo, and everything changes.
Okay, ukifikiria hivyo, people will start thinking you're being a prophet of doom. No,
No, I'm
saying.
not.
Yeah.
Actually, even for the husband, I would advise them
Yes.
to put money aside for their kids. Put money aside for your wife. In case you die and your brothers and your mother and your family go against your wife and
yeah,
your
and
kids,
your will.
your kids and your wife are catered for.
Catered for.
This is not only for women, even the husband. Put something aside, and only your wife should know. In case anything happen, if they take everything from you, you're safe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Margaret, I hope the question has been answered. I think, educating yourself on multiple things in terms of even estate planning, even wills, even all of those things.
Yeah.
Cover your bases. As much as we like being in the bubble called love, we can not always exist with our heads in the sand. We need to educate ourselves. If you're moving to another country, what are the laws of the land? Especially in places where community-owned properties and stuff like that. Learn everything, learn.
Yes.
So I want to give you an opportunity to give us your parting shot for this debut. You're the first one. You're the first page. You're the first page of Dadas Diaries. So you're the first page. How do you want us to conclude this particular story today?
For me, I would love to encourage anyone that's out there going through difficult time. It doesn't last forever. It will pass. I've been there. Trust my God.
Yeah.
Ukiomba unasema huyo God wa Karo ndio nataka kumwamini.
Oh, wow.
So trust in God, have faith, and just like sikulikuwa na El Nino juzi. Do you see any signs? No. It's the same thing with situation in life. Kitu iki happen in your life, you feel like you cannot make it. But hold on, have faith in God, and trust the process. Itapita, and people will look back and look at you and they are like, huyu ndiye alikuwa bado anapitia ile shida ya.
Imagine, hata
they will not even recognize you. So just
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Carol. And that is truly inspirational. And those are the kind of stories and the messages that we want to be passing from this point on Dadas Diaries. So if you're at home, if you've watched Carol's story, if you have a story, or you know somebody who has a story and would be willing to come and share in a bid to inspire, because I'm so sure so many of us right now are feeling so inspired, because it's you're feeling, oh, by the way, nimekionea, then Carol is talking about sijui this is happening, sijui this is happening. You look at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself, wewe, wacha mchezo, amka, amka wende utafute. So thank you so much for that, Carol. We truly appreciate that. I also really appreciate my wonderful audience with us today. So on behalf of the production team at KBC, our location partners Manzoni 680 Hotel, and myself, Ashikombune, I thank you all for tuning in. I hope you've learned something. I hope you grow. I hope you share, and I hope we will see you same time, same place next week. But for now, goodbye.